Hey, what's up, MAFS fans? Australia 2022. Let's get into what is going on with Holly and Andrew. Wow. He speaks about being truthful, but in actual fact, he's being brutal. Now, it really is important to speak your truth, yeah. But there was bits of his truth that he didn't need to share, as in his past experiences, and compare Holly to them. That wasn't needed to be said. And through saying that, he's really hurt someone, and yet he wants to have a relationship with this person. All what I'm going to share with you in today's video is not about attacking the individuals. It is purely about really reviewing their actions, what they've been taking during this experiment. Hello, I'm Caterina Smillie. I'm a relationship and personal coach. It's lovely to have you here with me today. Want to really deep dive into Andrew and Holly and really speak about more and review and analyse their behaviours and the things that they said and his biggest attachment to speaking his truth. I'm absolutely for that, especially in a relationship. It's so important to speak your truth, but also in a respectful manner. He was brutal when he compared Holly's sexual performance to a one-night stand. Was that necessary? No. He could have simply just shared with her that he didn't enjoy the night, that he would love to really experience different things sexually. Just share all about how he was feeling during that sexual experience, rather than attack her on her performance. When we speak our truth, it's about speaking how we feel, rather than attacking the other person. Because as you can see, the conversation didn't end well. And that was one thing he said, which was, I think, 2 nights ago. And then last night's episode, he decided to he called her that she was a narcissist. A narcissist. I'm really against labeling people and defining that whole person by that label. She, in his eyes, may have had narcissistic behaviours, but that doesn't mean she's a narcissist. And he hasn't really looked at what part he's played in this at all, in owning his truth. He's very good about speaking his truth, but does he own his truth? They're the differences. And so it hasn't ended well, and there's now this disconnect, and there's this lack of respect for one another. And as you could see from last night's episode, Holly's done. And really, it's going to take a lot of work on Andrew's behalf to really share how he's feeling. I don't really know if this relationship thus far is redeemable. And because so early on in the piece, they haven't built the strong connection, the trust. And every time in her mind that she's given him that little bit of trust, he's just stomped it. He's just stomped it. And so not surprising now that she's extremely hesitant to give him that other opportunity. And I must say, I was surprised, to see someone that is a motivational speaker absolutely speak the way he does. And I loved when he actually became vulnerable and shared, and I had this glimmer of hope going, fantastic. He's opened up and shared some of his wounds and things that he hasn't healed. As in, he's got a fear of abandonment. Great. I absolutely respect him for that. Fantastic. That was the new opportunity to really keep building on that and be more vulnerable and show that emotional side of him. And that's what Holly was waiting for. Only, as you could see, as the conversation progressed, it was like this invisible wall, or it's not invisible, but this big wall came back up. So that she got a glimpse of this vulnerability, and he didn't maintain that vulnerability and stay in that emotional state. He reverted back to the state that he's so comfortable in, which is this brick wall. And so if those of you out there that have got stuff from your past that you haven't healed and released, the two of them really does identify how, and a lot of the other participants in this experiment absolutely highlight how our past unhealed stuff impacts your current relationship. And I'm actually going somewhere with this because I believe it's not the relationship that's the concern with people or the problem. It's the two individuals in it. And now more than ever, this experiment is really highlighting that. It's highlighting all their insecurities about self, which flows through to the relationship. And you can see when this insecurities start to present, for many of them, like Andrew, that brick wall comes back up and he just shuts everything out. And through that, the relationship is just so disconnected right now. And he's actually self-sabotaging the relationship that he thinks he wants. So it's important that in your relationship, if there are things going on with self or things that you're aware of that you haven't healed or you released, and your relationship isn't in a good space, or you're protecting yourself from being hurt, you've put up the brick walls, that's partly you in that relationship that's causing the disconnect. And I don't like to play the blame game. It's not about he did, she did. It's more about you identifying, going, oh, damn, I have been pulling away because I put my brick walls up in fear of being hurt, being whatever it is. So take some time today and see if you've got any brick walls around you. I'm sure you have, and most of us have. That's detrimental to your relationship. Just as you can see with Andrew being vulnerable, there was this connection, but you only saw that vulnerability for a moment, and then that brick wall and that tough Andrew facade presented himself. That's the version of him he took into that relationship, and look how it ended up. Not that good. So that is my review on Andrew and Holly. And there'll be another review coming with a few more of the couples, but their connection was really significant, and their relationship is something that I really wanted to review alone, as it was really significant what was going on in their relationship. So for today, take care, and there'll be more reviews coming soon.